Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zmore, the dad in DPS, and welcome back to Script My Pants, where I'm dressed currently as a loot goblin, because this is my loot goblin character that does all the script stuff. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Either way, guys, if you don't know what we do for Script My Pants, I spend 2,000 script at the purveyor and get absolute trash. But with the new system coming in, we are going to have a bunch of different criteria on what I keep and what I don't. Either way, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's see what I get today. Alrighty, Murgs, I don't like you and you don't like me, but let's see what we can get. So first off, we are grabbing an Executioner's Combat Knife. I didn't mean to go melee, but that's got the movement damage, the melee damage while not moving, and 1 endurance. This is probably worth keeping for the next patch, because Executioner isn't a bad effect, and endurance I can put on things. But yeah, not what I want. I meant to go ranged weapons. I'm a dumbass. Next up, Gormon's Pipe Pistol with Last Shot and the action point cost. Pardon me, I've still not recovered completely. So, Gormon's Pipe Pistol. Gormon's just isn't an effect that's worth using at the moment. They really need to buff it. Last Shot on this weapon, it can be usable, but yeah. Everything about it just screams scrip to me, or scrap. Not really any effects on there that I really want other than the action point cost 1 though. So probably just scrip. Anti-armor Enclave Plasma Pistol with Last Shot and damage resistance. Like, everything about this one is so bad apart from the anti-armor. What the hell? Yeah, there's so many reasons. Like Last Shot and no. Bad effects. Absolutely. Why is that? Keep moving away from there. Next up, we have Ghoulslayer's Laser Pistol with hit chance and 90% reduced weight. Now, Ghoulslayer's is just an absolute trash effect. That's hit chance is okay, but not really anything that I'm particularly looking for. It's one of those effects that I think I'm going to get regardless. And reduced weight is okay, but again, it's one of those effects that I'd much prefer the really good ones like reload speed and that. Troubleshooter's Plasma Pistol. I'm getting a lot of Plasma Pistols. Damage while aiming and faster movement speed while aiming. Now, damage while aiming is not a bad effect, and it's going to be a lot more valuable in the future because you'll be able to put it on weapons that you don't really need to aim with. But yeah, definitely not a good item, unfortunately, as it currently is. Quad LMG with limb damage and 1 agility. Now, quad on this one's actually not bad, but with limb damage and 1 agility, it is just an absolute scrip. This one is not even worth keeping to scrap, unfortunately, because the only good effect is the main one, and they're the easiest effects that you're going to be able to get. 2-shot Broadsider with critical damage and resistance while reloading. 2-shot is actually a good effect on this weapon, but the critical damage, I would opt out of that. I'd prefer, like, for example, to make this a god roll, I would have preferred 2-shot, that's hit chance with reload speed. That would have been the ultimate version of it, but it is what it is. Probably scrap. Definitely scrap. Maybe scrap. Medic's Short Assault Rifle, limb damage, and resistible reloading. This is scrap if I've ever seen it. Medic's currently isn't very good. People keep telling me Medic's is getting buffed. I don't know what it's getting buffed to, but, you know, again, leave that down in the comments if you know. I've looked it up and I can't find anything that looks compelling, but people are like, oh, it's going to be amazing. Don't see it. Don't see it. Limb damage, reload resistance is just bad. All of those were bad effects. Stalker's Pipe Pistol with weapon speed and reduced weight. Now this one's actually definitely a keep for the scrap pile, because weapon speed, very good, and the weight is decent as well. Stalker's not a good effect, but, you know, justifies me scrapping it, to be honest. You could, in theory, also put an effect on the top bit, but I would rather scrap it and get the effects off of the weapon. Next up, Suppressor's Short Laser Pistol, replace action points with each kill, and reload speed. Only good effect on here is reload speed, so yeah, this might just be scrap. Or scrip. I'm probably going to put this back in the machine because I don't think having one effect justifies it, and it's the middle effect and the top effect is just absolute trash as well. 10 more items to go. Medic's Alien Blaster with VATS hit chance and action point cost. In theory, if Medic's is getting really buffed, this could be a potentially decent weapon. It's got a really fast fire rate, VATS hit chance is really good on a pistol weapon, and the action point cost, it does mean I can spam the living daylights out of it. So we maybe keep this to experiment when the new system comes live. Instigating single action revolver, that's hit chance, action point cost as well. This one's actually not too bad either. If you're using this as a revolver build, where you're trying to optimize the use out of this weapon, that's hit chance is very good because it means you're going to land those headshots, which means in theory your instigating is going to get the biggest bang for its buck. Combine this with a bunch of crit perks, and yeah, this could actually be a decent little weapon, maybe something to try out in the future. Quad is not a good effect on that though, never a good effect on it. Aristocrat's short gamma gun with weapon speed and invisibility when hitting a target. Now, with gamma guns, I don't rate much in the way of them other than the quad because it just doesn't have the ammo capacity to justify using it a lot of the time. Its weapon speed is too fast. But this is definitely a good weapon to scrap. Aristocrats is a good effect, weapon speed's a good effect, the bottom effect not so much, but the top two effects definitely will make it worth scrapping in the next, well, in the new crafting system. I keep saying next patch. The next patch will be something different, most likely, but yeah. Now we've got an Assassin's Grenade Launcher with VATS hit chance, weapons break 50% slower, and Assassins. This is absolute garbage. You do not need Assassins to take out any enemies. Grenade Launchers are, you know, decent weapons, but 2 shots the main effect that I would want on there. That one's scrip. Definitely scrip. Got 6 more to go. Another Medic's Alien Blaster for some reason, weapon speed and invisibility. Now this one, if Medic's is a better effect, this might be worth keeping to scrap it. But yeah, weapon speed's definitely worth keeping to scrap it. Last bottom effect there, not as good. It's definitely not as good as that other version of it we got short while ago. Suppressor's short hunting rifle with critical damage and reload speed. Yeah, this one's definitely a keeper for scrapping. Suppressor's just a very, very bad effect. They need to do something about that to make it a bit more viable in the way that you use it. But critical damage and reload speed is actually quite good, so we will save that for the scrap pile. Ghoulslayer single action revolver, limb damage, and damage resistance while aiming. Again, this one's for the script pile. We're definitely going to chuck it in there because nothing there is what I want. Nothing there at all is what I would want to keep. Berserker short laser pistol with limb damage and action point cost. Yeah, probably scrap again because it's just nothing there on the AP cost. So I'm not really too happy with that one. Executioner's fat band with limb damage and reload speed. Now, this one, Executioners is a decent effect, reload speed is a decent effect, so that might be one to keep, but at the same time, I'm probably just going to scrap it because it is very, very heavy of an item, so it's not worth carrying around because of that. This character does have max weapon weight reduction, so it is slightly lighter, but I don't justify keeping it. And our last item for today, Furious short lever action with fast hit chance and faster movement speed while aiming. So, yeah, let's see what our top picks for today are. Now, annoyingly, we didn't really get much of any use today other than, you know, effects to scrap for later on. But the first pick I'm going to go for is the 2-shot broadsider with critical damage and resistance while reloading. Now, this isn't a bad roll, it's just not better than what I've got, and to be honest, I'd much rather scrap it than keep it. 2-shot is a very good effect on broadsider, and critical damage works very oddly with explosive effects. So I'm really not sure how well this would do. It might be worth testing, but I would much rather that VATS hit chance in that middle slot as well as reload speed in that bottom slot. So yeah, it's a decent little weapon, you know, something that someone might be able to find use out of, but I think it's more useful to me in the pursuit of finding better mods and whatnot for my weapons in the future. Now for our second pick, we're going to go with the Medic's Alien Blaster with VATS hit chance and action point cost. Now, if they've changed Medics enough to make it viable in the future, this is a god roll version of it. But at the same time, currently, it's just not very good. So it's something I'll keep in the off chance that they do turn it into something that's worth using. But at the moment, I do not recommend this weapon. But as the perspective of, you know, rumours and people saying things, it's worth testing in the future. And for today's top pick, we're going to go with the Instigating Single Action Revolver with VATS hit chance and the action point cost. Now, if you saw one of my recent videos, I labelled the quad version of this weapon one of the worst, if not the worst weapon in the game, and that's because of the unique interaction this gun has with reloading. Now, there are ways to make it better, and there's ways that this weapon can, you know, do what it needs to do. I just don't think a quad is the way for it to do it. This version of the weapon should be fun and interesting to use. That instigating damage is going to pop the heads of quite a lot of targets and enemies, and the bat's hit chance will make up for this thing's abysmal accuracy, that it just doesn't seem to be able to land hit shots very easily in comparison to some other weapons. But we'll definitely see what happens. This is definitely one I might test out and just play around with a little bit. So that was today's video. Now I'm going to be honest, there was a lot of crap this time round. There often is. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that can potentially be reused and turned into something else. I feel like Script My Pants is going to take a new form in the coming months and patches and things like that. Because I'm not only going to be looking for items that are out of the box, perfect, or very close. I'm going to be looking for things that I can scrap and things that I can modify to make into different weapons. And, you know, if something's a near god roll, then it will become a god roll. You know, if something's good enough that I can then change it to be perfect, then I probably will in a lot of cases. Because at the moment, on my characters where I'm actually playing and not doing Script My Pants, I'm gathering a lot of modules. So I'll have a lot to spend in the future. Either way, guys, if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time in the Wasteland.
Feeling the heat, I'm taking again. We'll break bunker with the devil. In shadows we